this afternoon we're here in our garden and we are going to be picking some broccoli because our broccoli is ready to be picked. So this is really amazing broccoli this year. You could see, I think I did a video when we picked it the first time this year and we were unsure, and I think I even said it at that time, like would it grow more, because we didn't know. And let me tell you, it grew more. You can see all the heads of broccoli that are ready. I need to sit on my side though. Okay. And so this is like amazing. I'm not even sure what kind of broccoli this was, but we should really look back and see if we wrote down what kind of broccoli it is, because it's producing like crazy good, as you can see. And look how nice they look. I mean, they're like perfect. They're like perfect broccolis. So this is like really amazing. So we're really grateful for this. We're really thankful that that this happened. I mean, that we picked this we grew this type of broccoli. And so also when you come into the garden, like what I like to do when we come into the garden, like I came in here and I said I was gonna sit down and pick the broccoli. And so of course, to be comfortable, I took my shoes off. So my kids would agree wholeheartedly, going barefoot is the way to go. So we do that a lot here on our farm, is we go barefoot. So you can't really get, my kids, it's hard to keep shoes on their feet actually. People laugh about that because it's true. You know, it's nice to be able to be comfortable when you're picking your stuff. I know when we pick green beans, that's a low down job too, so you want to be comfortable with that. Of course, higher up, you know, things is a little bit easier. But, and you know, for planting too, we do this for when we plant, because of course you're low down to the ground, so you want to be comfortable with that. But look at this. This is amazing. Just off of one plant, look how much broccoli. So this is, I'm telling you, I will find out, I'll try to find out what kind of broccoli this was, and I will tell you guys on my next video what it is, because like I said, I can't really remember. But, so it's amazing, you know, and we didn't know, and like I said, when we first picked it, we were like, is it gonna make more, like, or is this it? Because it wasn't a lot when we did the first picking. And so we were like, oh, you know, we were getting a little bit like, our natural self was being like, oh, this is probably not a good broccoli that we grew because it's only like one little bit, and will it be done? But you know, we needed to have patience and trust in God's plan, and his plan was that this was going to grow us more broccoli, for sure, right? So even the simplest things, but if it's a good and it's a blessing, it is from God, right? Even if it's simple and little. He's all about big and little. It's not all about big with him, right? I mean, his voice can be a big voice, a very evident voice, or his voice can be small and quiet, and you know, you'll hear him in your quiet time with him. You know, that's why it's so important to have your quiet time with him, because sometimes in your life and in my life, that's when you hear him the best, is in those quiet times. And then other times you might hear him in loud, evident ways, but I personally think that God's favorite way to talk to his children is through the quiet times and your personal time with him. I enjoy and I thrive on my personal time with God, for sure. If I, you know, it talks a lot in the Bible about, you know, do not, or Jesus himself, I believe, says this, I don't know exactly the way he says it, but you know, he's like, it's okay to share. He wants us to share the gospel, to love other people, but do not neglect your personal time, your personal relationship with him. And that's kind of like, you know, it's funny actually that I say that, because today at church, the sermon was kind of about that. It was like, you know, God first, and then loving others is second. And that was his commandment, right? That's his greatest commandment. And so if you neglect your God time, then your other stuff is not going to really be, you know, you're going to miss out on a lot of blessings and a lot of peace, God's peace. You know, you're going to miss out on that. So that is the number one thing, is your God time. So, and like I said, for me personally, I love my God time. And if I don't get my God time every day, I do feel out of sorts.